morning, good morning, good morning. Well, I guess everybody watching this probably isn't in America because I already saw that some of the people joining the Generate community are out of the country. So do me a favor. If you know anybody anywhere on this lovely planet Earth who needs to generate a lead, a relationship, or needs to sell something in order to feed their family and take care of themselves and earn a living, then do me a favor, add them to the Generate group. If you're watching this, also always nice to know that I'm not talking to myself. So if you could click the like button or leave a comment, that would be really appreciated. We are continuing down our path. We're a couple weeks in now to lead generate 61 days to double your pay. And honestly, I wrote this book, from the perspective of a mortgage person, but really for anybody who needs to generate a lead in order to grow their business or pay their bills or generate income. So doesn't really matter what you do. These next 5 days are really relevant because we're going to talk about some themed days. And this reminds me, actually, we need to get the theme day graphics done because they need to correspond to this week. So theme days, what's the thought here, right? And let me read a little bit from the book and then I'll kind of ad lib. For the next 5 days, I will explain what my Monday through Fridays look like via the concept of theme days. Everybody that needs to lead generate has kind of a primary task that they need to do on an ongoing basis to generate revenue, right? Like I need to lead generate, I need to pull credit reports, I need to process pre-approvals, and then I need to close loans. For you, the system might look a little bit different, right? Like maybe you need to meet an influencer, and then you need to build a relationship, and then you need to sell a widget, and then you need to follow up with the client to ensure that they're liking that widget. You have kind of a defined career path of the things that you're going to need to do in order to make a living. Now, what's challenging is that a lot of times we say we're going to do these kind of nebulous things like marketing or brand awareness or we're going to get face-to-face with our clients at some point in the future. And then that future just starts getting further and further down the week, and then further and further down the month, and then further and further out 6 months or next quarter or next year. And so what I have found is that this idea of themed days can allow me to come back to a particular focus every single day with a different focus each day of the week. And on Mondays, I call Mondays Marketing Mondays. In addition to my hour-long lead generation activities, which I do every day to try to connect with past clients, existing clients, referral sources, potential referral sources, Monday is the day that I work on my personal branding and marketing. I should probably define the difference between lead generation and marketing with a story that clearly explains the differences. A friend of mine, Cole, who specializes in VA loans, posted a very spur-of-the-moment Facebook Live video right as he was about to walk into an open house. He did this a couple years ago. The video was of him just candidly explaining the difference of going to see listing agents and explaining to them how receiving a VA loan or an offer with somebody that was using a VA loan should not be problematic. He was talking about instilling confidence in the realtor to feel comfortable accepting the offer, even though VA loans require no money down. Cole was marketing himself and combating the stereotype that buyers have, where when they have no money down, they're somehow less qualified. They aren't less qualified. They're just taking advantage of their no money down VA benefit. As far as mortgage ecosystems go, the video was pretty viral. It was picked up by a couple of VA organizations that reposted it. He posted it to his business page. It got, I think, tens of thousands of views and several hundred comments, likes, what have you. Now, that was branding, right? That was content marketing. That was getting out his personal brand. That was him giving out free information to get eyeballs on him, much as I'm doing today. The difference is in this particular atmosphere of Generate, I don't really have a product to sell or anything to sell for that matter. But that was the brand awareness, right? That was the marketing. That was getting the information out there and trying to attract the people who you want to work with. Now, it should be said that you have to do the next step, which is the lead generation part. So what he should have done, and what I hope he did, is go into that video, and every single person that interacted with that video, they liked it, they commented on it, they had some type of interaction. He should have friend requested them, personally messaged them saying, hey, thanks for watching my video. When you or a friend who happens to be a veteran is ready to buy, sell, or refinance a house, I'd love to be their first call to go over all their financing options. He could have posted links to his website. He could have followed up with that group. If he did it on his business page, which I think he might have done it on his personal page, but had he done it on his business page, he could have done some retargeting. Some of this is like very low-lying fruit, just going through and sending a private message to anybody who liked a Facebook post of yours. Some of this is a little bit higher level or might require an outside party to do retargeting and Facebook ads and whatnot. But my point is that if you're in a little bit of a rut, right? If you're just going through the basics of your job every day, and you're not finding additional momentum in order to build the trajectory of your career, your pipeline, your lead generation, your database, if that's not in an upward trajectory, then these theme days that we're going to talk about this entire week might work for you as a catalyst to be like, okay, mentally, Monday is marketing Monday, right? So like everything else I have to do, for some reason, I keep going back to the yoga studio owner because I got a friend that owns a yoga studio in Pasadena. Like as she's getting ready to reopen, she's got a lot of stuff on her mind, right? She's got to reinstitute billing for the people that took 3 months off because her yoga studio was closed. She's got to connect with her past clients and her past subscribers and her past membership in order to get them re-engaged and back into the gym and reminding them why they fall in love with yoga. She's the primary instructor, so she's got to do a bunch of yoga classes, right? But she's also got to be growing her business, because if we're not growing, we're retracting. And if a business isn't growing and adding new subscribers and new people to their database and new clients and new referral sources, then by definition, they're effectively retracting and eventually they're going to go out of business, right? So for her to be thinking through like, okay, of all the other stuff I have on my plate, Monday, anytime I have some downtime or I've got some extra time in my calendar, let's come back to marketing projects, right? Maybe there's a newsletter I've been meaning to put out. Maybe there's some Facebook algorithm stuff I've been meaning to read some articles on. Maybe I've been planning to just go live and talk about my yoga studio and why we're so excited to be reopening. Maybe she can talk about the difference between, I'm gonna butcher this, but Vinasu yoga versus hot yoga versus Bikram, although that guy probably should be in jail now, versus some other different kind of yoga. Like people that are into this stuff are really into this stuff, right? And they want to hear from her and they want to be educated. So Monday, as you think about it, and trust me, I know for a lot of people that work in the finance world, the real estate world, the sales world, you come back to Monday, you've got an inbox full of emails from the weekend. You got this, you're distracted over here. Oh my goodness, what did I forget? I got to follow up with these people. I understand how reactive Mondays can be. But in addition to your half hour or hour of lead generation and connection time where you're calling those past clients, future clients, referral sources, potential referral sources, squeeze in the thought process to think, okay, maybe it's going to start at just 15 minutes every Monday. Maybe it'll eventually grow to 2 or 3 hours where I'm really working on an overall marketing campaign. But I would like to see all of you squeeze in something to Mondays where you're focused a little bit on marketing, a little bit on brand recognition, a little bit on your social media strategy. Read a book. If you have nothing else, get basically any book by Gary Vaynerchuk or any book by, I'm going to mess this up. I always mess up his first name, Dan S. Kennedy. I always want to say John Kennedy, but Dan S. Kennedy. Any book by Dan Kennedy, any book by Gary Vaynerchuk on marketing, just read, learn, start to come up with a strategy, start to put content out there. So that's my idea for today. Generate group. Do me a favor. If you're in this group, add some people to this group. We want just more and more lead generators, sales professionals, basically anybody that needs to deepen a relationship, meet somebody, or sell something for a living in order to take care of their family. We want them in this group. So do me a favor, go to the Generate group. It says Generate, hosted by Scott Groves. Go up to the little upper right-hand corner of the group and you'll see this thing, invite members. You just go in there and type in a bunch of your friends that have to sell stuff for a living. So that's what we want to do. This is just my little way to give back something to the economy as hopefully we get over COVID-19 and hopefully we get over the civil unrest. And we got to get the economy back on track, right? Because somebody once said a job is the greatest social program. So let's get everybody back and moving and working and generating leads and generating relationships and generating revenue, because that's going to take care of a lot of our problems. All right. Love you guys.